listen, in all of my experiences with Turning Point, everything has been excellent. Everything has been organized and good, but it's a little last minute sometimes. That's just how things go.
Well, we have so many events all over the country. Okay, you actually did some data on this. Do you want me to pull it up? Because it's in our Telegram chain. But here, I'll pull it up. But the number of events, people do not understand just how much we're doing. So let me just pull this up. Look at this. So this would be high school numbers, recruitment tablings over 3,400, chapter meetings over 3,200 chapter meetings, 600 plus events on high schools. That's just high school. So then you add college, fall numbers 2025, 8,000 recruitment tabling events, chapter meetings 4,050, and over 500 college events. This is all happening all the time, every week, day in, day out, day in, day out.
And that's what people don't realize is that when they're saying, how do these events get planned last minute? How do these events come together? Well, what they don't realize is our campus tour. Yeah, that's kind of our signature tour, right? That's what everyone sees. We put in their biggest production value and our biggest investment into that. You're going to have the biggest audiences. But what people don't see is that day in and day out, we're going to do nearly 1,200 campus events this fall alone on college and high school campuses, many of which that Ali has been to, the ones I teased. And these are not just small little, talking with 10, 15 kids. These are events on the regular where we're bringing in 500 plus students to hear from Tom Homan and other big speakers of the administration and local pundits. And a lot of this, what's unique about Turning Point is it's not a top-down organizational structure. It's a bottom-up. Yeah. We're here to serve the students. These students come to us and say, hey, I want to host Ali Beth Stuckey on my campus. How do I make that happen? And so then these students put in all the legwork, and it's truly an organic manifestation of the movement.
Yeah, and so we're going to welcome back National Radio here in about 10 seconds here, Ali. And I want to get your reaction to what we saw happen at UC Berkeley, because that impacts people like you that come to our events as well and speak at our events. 2 seconds, we'll be right back. All right, many of us are hopeful about the direction of the country, but after years of abuse and mismanagement, things could fall apart at any moment. That's why I and Americans from all walks of life have taken action to prepare for whatever's coming next, and that starts with having an emergency food supply. Storing food in your home is the right thing to do because, just look around. We're living in very crazy times. You want to be prepared. So right now, you can get ready, too, with a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. It comes with delicious foods like creamy stroganoff, honey wheat bread, and mushroom rice pilaf. The entire kit offers over 2,000 calories per day, and the food lasts up to 25 years. It even survives, floods. It's sealed very, very well. So who knows what the country's going to look like in 25 years. You need to be prepared when that day comes. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Kirk. mypatriotsupply.com/Kirk now to order your 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. That's mypatriotsupply.com/Kirk. Okay, Ali, you saw the clips. You've seen the reaction from UC Berkeley. We just had Rob Schneider, comedian actor, who was there at the event. Joe Bob, sitting to my left, was there at the event. When you, as somebody that goes and speaks on college campuses with us, and you see this kind of craziness, what's going through your head?
Man, oh man, I was just talking to Frank Turek about this and just how sad the whole thing was and how there's probably going to be a whole case about this, like a civil rights conflict that went on here just because UC Berkeley didn't uphold their end of the contract to allow this to go on and to take the right measures. And so to me, that is what is even more frightening to me. It's not only that we've got these agitators who are very violent and pro-death and mocking Charlie's murder, just disgusting, but also that the people who are put in place to protect free speech and to protect people like me who say things that are considered controversial may not have my back and may not have the backs of the Turning Point students or the people in attendance. That is scary. This is an institutional corruption and condoning of violence that I think all of us need to be very aware of.
What do you want to see happen?
Oh, well, I think that UC Berkeley I think that their funding should be suspended. I mean, they get a lot of money from the government. And I would love to see the Trump administration go after universities like this that don't uphold the commitment to free speech, that violate the First Amendment rights of the attendees and of the speakers there. Basically, you know, it's a heckler's veto. All of the people who are protesting, they're the ones who get to shut down speech when the university said, no, we're going to protect and allow this event. No, there should be consequences for that, not rewards for that. And these universities need to be held accountable. And these police officers also need to be held accountable for purposely failing to do their jobs.
So, Cipher, I want to bring you into this with Ali here because, I mean, you said something to me, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, so feel free to push back. But you said when you heard the car backfire, and all your staff that was there on a lot of you were there at UVU. What goes through your mind when that happens? When you hear what sounds like a gunshot go off?
Now, keep in mind, the backfiring happened outside the perimeter of security. So we're in the quad. All of our staff are within the quad. And then there's a wall of police, there's barriers, and then there's, hundreds of protesters, many of which are on the shoulders of other protesters. So you can't see beyond the protesters, and they're screaming the vile things they're saying. You can't even see who they are, by the way, because they're all covered up. And so when you're hearing that backfiring, which sounded identical to the same pop that we heard at Utah Valley University, I looked around and I saw many of my staff who were there at the first on September 10th, many of which just went into a state of paralysis. I have to admit, even myself, the first time it happened, I remained lucid. I was very aware of my surroundings. This time it was a look. I looked at a peer who was also there at the first one, and we looked at each other as if, well, if it's meant to be, Lord, I understand. But then I looked at other staff.
You should not be in that position. I'm so sorry.
It was just it's the PTSD is real. But here's the thing: is many of the staff did not run. They stood their ground and they immediately said, we need to get all of our attendees out there, outside the safety perimeter, inside now. And that was the immediate action. And many thoughts of everyone around us was, how do we get everyone to safety? How do we get those that deserve to be in here and keep those vile people outside?
It's heroic. Ali, final 20 seconds to you.
You know what? Everywhere we see progressivism, everywhere we see these communist activists on the ground, we see violence. And this is not just true in America in the past 5 years. This has been true for the past 100+ years that communism and militant leftism has been around. They cannot exist without violence, without vile hatred, without the celebration of gruesome death. This is what the ideology is, and we need to face that.
Thank you, Ali Beth Stuckey, Mikey McCoy, Joe Bob, Ty Leafy, Andrew Cipher. We'll see you tomorrow.